T-minus 20 seconds.
Tiger blood pumping, robot is ready
10,
to go.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Tiger blood pumping, robot is ready to go. No place for land whales, because it's time to go. Trigger warning, the trigger warning show. Trigger warning, the trigger warning show. Trigger warning, the trigger warning show.
Yes, we're live for the Trigger Warning Show, and I don't know whether this is episode 1 or we should call it the pilot episode.
The pilot.
Because I think there's going to be a lot of mistakes, and we're here to talk about a new film that's out, The Running Man. But first, all the way from New York, the other side of the planet to us, we're sitting in the nice sun here. I don't know what it's like over there. We have Mr. Price of Reason. Hello, Price. How are you going?
I'm doing well, and yeah, it's starting to get cold here, but not the end of the world yet.
The what's the time there at the moment?
8:26 p.m.
And we also have I don't know you're not in New York. We don't know where you are, Artoo. You looks like you're on a space station.
Yes.
Professor
yes.
Artoo, welcome along.
No, glad to be here. Wonderful. Yes.
And we really should have promoted this show because no one knows we're on. So whoever's watching, there's 52 watching. That's amazing.
They're legends.
52 legends
52
that are going to
legends.
see a complete fuck up of a show.
That's the way we like it. Look
Welcome aboard.
Look, someone's already saying Jennifer Connelly on the horsey in your intro.
Ah, yes, the intro. So we are. Look at me. Let's get the words out. Let's try and speak now, people. I'm recovering from seeing AC/DC 2 nights ago, and it's taken me 2 days to recover, which is I don't know how the band's going because I'm about half the age of the band members, but that was a blast. And Polly, I believe you were there too.
Yeah, I was. And you know what? It is a blast because it
You know
actually...
why I believe you were there too? Because you were standing next to me. That's why
Yeah.
I know you were there.
I nearly wore the devil horns today.
Yes, it was a sight to see old men running around and sweating it up in front of a few 100,000 people. Well, a few thousand people anyway. So any fans of AC/DC Price, Professor Artoo?
Oh,
You
did
know, I don't dislike them. I don't dislike them, but at the same time, when I think
You know
of
something good's coming when someone starts with that.
Yeah.
they're not at the top of my list. When I think of the bands that I like the most, the kind of rock bands that I like the most, they kind of remind me in that sense of, let's say, Kiss. Kiss is a good band, but I don't sit and listen to them too much. AC/DC, maybe they have songs that I think are a bit better than Kiss. Like I think they have hits that speak to me more, but at the same time, I also don't find myself often listening to them, even though I do respect them. And they've been around for ages.
Yeah,
They're a religion in Australia.
they are.
Yeah, just what you said
it's like
then
a
would get you
pilgrimage.
slapped.
You just have to-
You'd just be in so much trouble for not. You either have to love AC/DC or leave the country, which, you know, I don't know how that's working out with the way the country's changing, but that's how it used to be anyway. But
You know, the concert actually registered on the earthquake Richter scale here. I'm dead serious. And the Seismology Research Centre in Melbourne actually recorded earthquake level.
apparently there was some guy 6 kilometres away that could sing along to the song. So, yes, it was a very loud evening of middle-aged to old people and young people getting off their face watching. The amount of dope in the air was surprising. It was.
It was. I kind of didn't peg that crowd for the.
Yeah, I didn't think an
dope smoking
AC/DC crowd would be full on into smoking dope, but God, it was Hash City around us. So everyone had a
Back
great
in Black. Is that their song? Back in Black. Is that one of theirs?
Well,
Yes, it
thanks
is.
for coming on, Price. It's been nice having you.
It was nice knowing you.
That
It
is
was
their
very
song.
sweet.
That is the song.
Right.
Someone's
right.
asking something in the comments. Sorry, I've just got to get onto it. Someone's asking who wrote "I'm on Smoko." It was the Chats,
the Chats.
another
very good
wonderful
band.
Aussie band. The Chats.
Yes, but Back in Black, that's the new singer. The new guy sang that. He joined in
Yeah, he's the
1980.
new guy.
So we don't count him as the real singer. Bon Scott is the real singer. But
Oh,
And he's
That's
only
true.
accepted because Bon Scott actually chose him.
yes, he did choose him. He did choose him. But poor Bond decided to drink himself to death in England and choke on his own vomit in the back of a car. The Price loves this. Every time we're on a show together, and Professor Artoo, I bring up how celebrity rock stars have died. Last time it was Michael Hutchinson hanging himself nude.
Right.
Jerking off. And this time, Bon Scott drunk in the back of a car. But yes, so we count Brian Johnson, the current singer, as the new singer, even though he's been there like 40-something
But
years.
people like the new one.
The new singer, Brian, yes, he's loved. Yes, because we don't have a choice. If we had a choice, we'd probably get rid of him. But, they still show a lot of respect to Bon, so it's all good. But, yeah, so because they were based in Melbourne so long, it's a big deal when they play in Melbourne. Everyone goes.
And there were
I
a lot
see.
of kilts there. I saw a lot of men in kilts.
Yes, everyone wearing the horns and men in kilts, and it was a wild time, that's for sure. So yes, took a bit of recovery.
I wish I had the same kind of enthusiasm. The thing with that song that I asked you, Back in Black, once I worked at a company and there was somebody that ditched us and owed us money, and every time I called him, his message was Back in Black. So like, and I called him like a million times to ask for the money. So somehow the association is like somebody owing us money. I think of that song, but it is true.
I just saw anomalies in the chat there. Someone I have streamed with before who I need to get back on here because we haven't talked in a very long time. And I believe he may be getting married or just got married. He has to let me know. So good to see you in the chat there. So we're up to 55 people. That's good. When you don't tell anyone and it's meant to be a secret, we're doing well so far. So just one more quick question I have to ask Price for reason. How is communist New York going so far?
I mean, I
Everything we've
personally
asked
don't
him,
go out a
he's
lot.
gone down. Like, ACDC, oh, Jesus.
Suddenly
Communist
I
New
like
York,
AC/DC.
No, we won't bring you down
Yeah.
and make you.
No, that
It's relatively new. He hasn't gotten really into his role and all that kind of stuff. So it's all kind of new, but I'm sure that over time this is going to be very annoying.
Yeah. The best part of it is actually that already one of his signature things that he spoke of was free buses. Of course, not really telling people that he had absolutely no control over that as mayor, because the bus system is run by the state, and the governor basically said, "No, we're not doing that."
And the
The,
governor is also like supposed to
also-
be supporting
Yeah.
him, but she's like, no,
Nope,
that's not going to
that's not
happen.
happening.
Yeah, before you get too carried away, we can't get into politics too much. To us, it's just like a reality show from the other side.
Yeah,
of
it
the-
is. It
A
really is.
reality show that could end up killing us all. So it is fun, but there is that added excitement that we could all end up dead because of America or live in the dream. It's one of those two things. There's no in between. It's either we're all going to be living like happy days like Potsy or the Vietnam War or something. I don't know, something bad. But yeah, politics just puts people off. We can't go too far into
you
that.
brought it up. To be fair, I was okay with talking about people owing me money in ACDC. It somehow got to
Yeah,
New
exactly.
York.
Yeah, how's your future going, Price? Oh God, don't let me start. So we have to talk about something we've seen, but we have to start with just a little intro to that.
What you want? What you want? What you want? What you want? What you watching? What you watching? Fill your eye holes, not your pie holes, or your other holes. Nah, watching. What you watching? Robot head is watching, bitch.
That's right. We're watching, bitch. And what were we watching? Now, let's see if I can add this in and it actually looks right. No, that's not it. And then we do that. Then we've got to remove it and put it back in. There we go. The Running Man.
Smooth.
2025. And it only came out, was it yesterday or the day before that we saw this film? Now, Professor Artoo, you haven't seen this, but that's okay because you've seen the original Arnold Schwarzenegger
Indeed,
version.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be the reference.
Enjoy
Which
that.
is, we're soon learning that those movies that we grew up thinking were just crazy 80s movies were far better than we realised and far more fun to watch. So it's, I think this film is another version of that. It seems to be that they could adapt books. They knew how to make them fun because I have not read the book. But
It's a Stephen King novel, isn't it?
It is a Stephen King novel.
Apparently he wrote it in a week and then just threw it in a drawer for 5 years or something.
He did a shit ton of cocaine. So writing in a week's probably slow. I think, wasn't Rocky 3 days or something? But Stallone's always said that was terrible. So a week's probably, he put a lot of time into it. And then,
So he was dragging that out.
yeah, forgetting it in the drawer is probably just normal for him. So his drawers are probably full of weirdo stories like it that ends in like a child orgy or something. So who knows what.
Gee, that got dark.
Yeah.
Didn't he release it under a different name, or is this a different thing? I thought that he released it under like a pen name, not Stephen King.
Oh,
but
did
then
he?
everybody mysteriously found out that it was Stephen King.
He might have. The Green Mile, he did that too, didn't he? Or one of those films. Yeah, he's done that in books. But yeah, I'm not sure if he did or not. But yes, we went to see this, and I was excited to see it because Edgar Wright. I'm a big Edgar Wright got so much goodwill from the Cornetto trilogy. Like Shaun of the Dead has to be one of my all-time favorite films.
Absolutely,
That's
yes.
awesome.
And it's so this, and the trailer looked good. I thought it's right up his alley, like the way he edits things and the snappy dialogue and everything. I was actually very excited to see this, but the results weren't what I expected. It was a bit of a slog to get through. But Price, you've seen it. What did you think?
Well, I really wanted to like it because Edgar Wright, if I'm not mistaken, he did the movie Baby Driver. I think
Yep.
he
Yeah, he
made that
did.
movie, and I liked that one. So
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
really hoping that this would be cool because I knew he could do these kind of cool chases and action and things like that. So I said, this is probably going to be nice. And also, I noticed in the trailer that as opposed to the Arnold Schwarzenegger version, and Professor can confirm this, in that version, I think everything happens within the same location. He's not really running around in the real world as much. From what I recall, it was more indoor games or whatever it was. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. Whereas
And I
here
was
it
going to
seemed
check.
like
Well, I was going to try and watch it again this week, but I didn't get a chance because I love that film. But I think he only has to survive like 24 hours, is it? Or is it a week? Or it's not very long. Maybe it's 48 hours.
What, in the original?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
In this?
Yeah, I
it's
think
a
it's
month.
28 days, isn't it?
I think it's 30, isn't it?
Right, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that's-
30, they said, yeah.
Like, come on. We don't need 30 days of this. My God, we
No.
don't need 30 days of this.
No,
He spent half of it in a hotel room.
But the big difference is that this was well, that's a cool thing to explore. And with Edgar Wright and his capabilities, and Glenn Powell, he's a pretty solid actor, and Josh Brolin, he's pretty good. So I thought to myself, there's a lot of potential here. And somehow I sat down and I watched it, and I thought to myself, I feel
Name the lead actor.
Glenn Powell.
He's not bad. Didn't you
But
just
not
I
bad.
don't really know him, but I think he is pretty popular, isn't he? I don't really know him.
Well, he was in Top Gun Maverick. I think that might be the only thing I've seen him in. And he looks like he should be a pilot. Like
Yeah, he does.
I think you might have said this. It felt a bit like a nice guy trying to act tough.
Like a tough guy.
But he can act because, like, I believed he could do what he was doing. But he just, I don't know, was just something missing there the whole time. And
Yeah.
I don't know. But yes, Price, what did you think of the cast, Price?
Okay, so first of all, for starters, I like Glenn Powell. When it comes to being in the lead in this type of movie, I think that the original movie with Schwarzenegger, it wasn't maybe as elaborate, but it did rely on him being Schwarzenegger. And you know what? It's
Yeah.
like you said. Now I start thinking of those movies like Total Recall, movies like The Terminator, whatever it was. He brought a lot of charisma and charm, these kind of commando movies, even The Running Man. I don't feel like Glenn Powell brought that kind of playfulness. I don't think he is that type of guy. and it was a different type of movie. Maybe because this movie seemingly takes itself more seriously, that's actually
Same sort of formula as Baby Driver. Formula as Baby Driver, isn't it? It's like Desperate Times, Desperate Measures, and Squid Game kind of runs in that direction too. You know what I mean? It's the same sort of formula we're seeing all the time these days, I think.
But those original films, like the satire was handled really well.
Yeah.
Like it made it, and I think as a kid I just saw it as comedy. Like I love the when the old lady just starts going, I'm going for Arnie. Like just I'm going to pick him, and the crowd goes crazy in the original one. Just the satire of how audiences can flip the switch in that. Something that this film really was all over the place. Like half the time the public were on his side, and half the time they weren't. And then all of a sudden they were, because they needed to be at the end. It was no build-up.
But is that just a social commentary as well, just saying that people are that easily influenced and that fickle?
Yeah, but the first one did it so much better. Like you understood why the crowd had turned. This one, I just found it messy, sort of, if the crowd were on his side, if they weren't. Like the first guy he meets says, the taxi driver is willing to hide him, even though you can get like $1 billion or whatever it is.
Right.
And then the very next person wants to hand him in, so yeah, I just thought that's satire side.
Maybe that's part of the problem. If I remember the original Schwarzenegger one, he couldn't leave the place, or he wasn't supposed to. I don't think he had access to just the general public who have to make a decision, because if it's the general public, of course they're going to take the $1 million, I think. I had another thing to say that is a bit controversial. It's up to you if you want me to say it or not.
Oh, please.
Oh, yeah, because we don't know what it is, so we're going to say yes, because saying no would be odd.
Right. So I think,
and
listen,
then Price just starts screaming out the N-word for some reason. If it's that, yeah, don't do that. Yeah. Just
I won't do that. What I will say is that I didn't really buy the chemistry between Glenn Powell and the actress they chose to be his wife. It's not just because she's diverse and he's not diverse. You think of Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston, I'd say that they had good chemistry. I'm just saying, so it's not like you can't have a diverse couple that have good chemistry. Specifically, this couple, it didn't look like a couple that in real life they would be together. And I don't really know. What'd you say?
Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston would have chemistry with anyone.
I guess so, but that chemistry worked, whereas this chemistry felt forced. It felt like her casting was because somebody in some boardroom meeting said, "This is who's going to be in the movie," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay." It didn't feel like they did a chemistry test, and these two people felt like they were each other's lives, and it kind of bothered me because you need to buy this whole situation.
Yeah, you're right. That fell flat.
I think a problem with it too is there was no sort of subplot. Like the wife was there, and then once he entered, they didn't stop mentioning his sick kid or her, but it was just photos of her and images of her. Like there could have been a bit of a subplot with the family, the wife, just to give us something else. Like all we saw was him come in. They talked about the baby and leave again, and that was it.
I think
really.
the baby let the team down. I didn't believe that the baby was
These
theirs.
sick babies. Girl, they should have
The
been to
baby's acting
babies.
wasn't convincing.
Yeah, they didn't have long to go anyway.
But did you recognise her, his wife,
No.
Jamie Lawson? I was
Is
thinking
she
through the whole
in
thing, like,
some
do I
crappy
know her?
Star Wars show like
No,
everyone else is?
I'll tell you who she was. I realised she was in Sinners.
Oh,
She plays Perline. She's the
Yeah.
the married one.
Yeah. I didn't realise it was her. So she had a bit of a bigger role in Sinners than she did in this.
yeah.
This her photograph getting carried around of her was in it more than she was. So
They didn't have to pay her as much.
yes, I was surprised too how much I appreciate the 80s films too for how they looked. Like the game show in the Schwarzenegger one looks like a real game show. And who was the game show host they got? I think I've got
For
it.
this one,
Richard Dawson, that played Killian in the
it was
first
Richard
one.
Dawson. Yeah.
It just is amazing in that film, like amazing. And the guy in this one, again, I have to look up.
that's Coleman Domingo.
Sometimes he annoys me, but in this I think he was good. But again, it just wasn't as good as the original.
He just comes across as such a stage performer, don't you think?
He always acts.
Yes. Because I saw him on Fear of the Walking Dead.
Yes.
Remember?
I saw that.
He was and I didn't really like him in that. And I kind of kept thinking, why? He's sort of over the top all the time in that role. It felt wrong. But in this one,
he's
it felt
projecting
right.
the whole time.
He feels like a stage performer for sure.
But it suited this role. He was good at this. But the little stage they were on and the way that was handled was nothing like the original film. And I thought, because everyone said this was close to the book, I didn't think I would be going in to compare the two. Like, I thought I'd be just watching something completely different. But then the whole time I'm thinking, oh, God, they did this better in the first one. That was more fun, or it looked more believable, or it looked more over the top.
I didn't have that fresh in my mind because I hadn't seen that one for so long.
Arnie's.
Yeah.
And as for the story, Price, what did you think of the pacing? It's sort of, did you feel it was weird to me that it had so much going on but sort of felt boring? And I think it was because, let's see what you think about this, but it felt like everything that happened, there was the setup, and that setup was resolved like 2 minutes later. Like, he'd get to the hotel and then all of a sudden they'd know he's in the hotel, so he'd have to leave. This sounds like it should be good, that there's a lot going on, but it seemed to be every little problem, the problem just arrived, and then the script just fixed that problem straight away and he moved on.
Yeah, it was fast paced like a video game. You know what I mean? Into one room.
This was,
I don't know.
I like what you said, Robot Head, because I was trying to think to myself what wasn't working while I was watching it, and it wasn't as obvious as some other movies. Some other movies I watched, and I know exactly what doesn't work about it. Here, like I said, the sum was less than the sum, less than the sum of its parts, whatever you want to call it. But when I was watching it, I thought maybe it's too much pacing, like action over and over again. Maybe they needed to slow down the movie, have some more personal moments, give us a little bit of character development, something where we sort of connect with the guy. Because of the video game feeling, I just at some point I couldn't care less what happens to him, and I feel bad for saying that. I want to root for him, but I'm just like, okay, is he gonna die? Not gonna die? Whatever. Like, I don't know. They kind of just, it's a mind-numbing situation that they do everything so fast and scene after scene that at some point you kind of don't really care what you're watching, and then that makes you bored, I think.
And you're talking about not caring. Professor Artoo, you know the original film, The Hunters, like, they are so over the top. Everyone remembers every.
I was going to say, I think maybe the thing that this movie was missing was a fat guy running around in a clear plastic suit covered in LEDs. I think maybe that's what this was missing.
And again,
every movie's missing that.
You sort of think those films are just fun. That's why you remember them and love them, you know. But my God, after watching this, you think they really did know what they were doing to create entertainment. Because the hunters in this, can you, besides I think one that had a few seeds, Price, can you describe any of the other hunters?
No, I mean there was one that there was some interesting scene with him because he didn't want to kill him, and then he came back in that car, right?
Yeah, and he's the only one. They're all just nondescript guys in an army outfit.
A little toy soldiers.
Yeah. And the head one has his face covered the whole time, which is the complete opposite of the first one, where like we had, who was the wrestler that was the main hero? Jesse Ventura, wasn't it? Was it Jesse Ventura in the Schwarzenegger one?
So. Yeah.
Like over the top villains, over the top characters, and just everything about them. In this, they're all just nondescript, and he wears a mask over his face the whole time, just like a balaclava. And then there's this really weird scene. And Price, I want to know if you thought this.
Yeah.
The reveal of his face. For a minute, I thought, am I meant to know who this is?
Because we just saw the eyebrows, and I thought, are we meant to recognize these brows?
It's the actor Lee Pace. I didn't look at the credits, but I thought it was Lee Pace, the guy that played in Guardians of the Galaxy. I forgot the name of his role there. And he was in that show, Halt and Catch Fire. I think
Ronan
that's the actor.
Accuser, I think is who you're looking for. Yeah.
He was in
Is
The
that
Hobbit.
him? Oh yeah, okay. Is that the guy that I'm thinking? Was that the guy that played the bad guy, or did I or did I think of a different actor? Was it Lee Pace?
Yes, it was Lee Pace.
So
Lee
maybe they
Pace,
thought,
yeah.
oh, don't you know Lee Pace? Yeah, I know him, but it's not that kind of reveal. I'm not that excited.
I don't know him that well.
Right.
I didn't even know him. I just sort of recognised the face, but it was the way it was shot, like over the shoulder.
I know,
as
it was like
he's
a real
peeling
drum
it
roll,
off.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was like,
and I'm thinking,
bow.
is this going to be the host of the show or something? Like, which wouldn't have made any sense. But it just was really like, oh, that's who it is. That guy that hasn't been in the film. Like,
Oh, it's him.
yeah, that was.
If it was, let's say, the guy that they killed first, I don't want to spoil, but there was a guy with glasses. I just spoiled it. There was a guy with glasses that they killed him. If that would have been him, I've been like, oh, I thought that guy was dead. But if it's not the guy with glasses, I don't really know. You're right. It wasn't much of a reveal.
Yeah, I didn't understand it at all.
Oh, hang on. Speaking of glasses, I've got to bring something up. How about the disguise expert, his friend,
Yeah.
Ollie, right? And I think he wanted him dead because he handed him just a pair of dad glasses.
Yeah,
that was his big, that was his big, disguise.
For those who haven't seen it, our running man goes to a friend to get disguises, which I thought was a good idea and could have really added to the story.
Could it?
But it was just the way they talked about it, I thought the disguise was going to be incredible.
I know.
And it was just a bad wig and a mo that just fell off
But
straight
it was
away.
literally like a pair of
Right.
dad glasses from the pharmacy. It was like not even Clark Kent.
yeah, he
No.
just looked exactly the same.
He
But
looked exactly the same. I thought this guy wants him dead.
did you notice, Price, to the... I'm only saying Price. I'm not ignoring you, Professor Artoo, but you haven't seen
No, I
the
haven't,
film.
gotten to, I haven't seen it yet.
Right. I saw it. Yeah.
There's, I'm sure they said to Edgar Wright, you have to have a sponsorship from Monster Energy drink. Because did you see the bit where he just the character that had the mum that lived with the crazy mum?
Right.
He was the underground guy.
Oh
that was
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get
the
him
guy
escape.
from Arrested Development.
There was just one bit where they're talking, and then he just goes, monster drink, and sips out of it and puts it down again. And I thought that was so odd, but it was like that. I'm sure they went to Edgar Wright and said, you have to include this in.
Would
We
have
need
been
the money
funnier
for
if
the
they'd
film.
made it even more obvious.
Oh,
They
it
could
was
have woven
pretty
that
obvious.
in, like
It could have been worse, but you're right. I at least it wasn't the hot dogs, because it was like a hot dog stand or something.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Someone in the comments just said it was like the RoboCop remake, and it really was. It was sort of like that was another weird one where they decided to show his face for the whole movie, and the whole point is you don't see his face for the whole movie, and it sort of misses the mark that much. It's just an odd film that just sort of just took all the fun bit out, and you're not left with much after that.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you. Robot Head. What happened was when he gets to that guy's house, the guy from Arrested Development, the Arrested Development guy, nothing he does makes any sense to me. It's like, why does he stop the grandmother from doing that? If the grandmother would have done it, I would have said, okay, I understand what happened here. The grandmother is crazy. She's not cooperating and she did it. But once he stopped the grandmother and then he wanted to do it, I thought that was kind of dumb because as much as he thought he was well prepared, taking a whole lot of risk there, also like all that other stuff, I just feel like the character that supposedly his whole life, like 40 years, has been waiting for that moment was then handled pretty poorly by him, considering that his whole life he was waiting for it.
Well, we should explain, like, the running man's on the run, and then the first person that helps him, this young kid, his dad is like a YouTuber that's fighting, releasing videos against the Running Man show and the corporation and, the people in charge and the rich people. So that was lucky to begin with. And then he has a connection to another underground movement guy who lives with his mum from Arrested Development, that dude. And he sends him to him. Like the luck the Running
He
Man
is the
has.
luckiest guy.
Yeah, like he doesn't meet anyone else except for people that are already in the fight and want to help him and have been really equipped to do it.
Yeah.
But the Arrested Development guy who wants to help him has been planning this for years because his dad, who was a policeman, got killed by other policemen because he didn't like what was happening, just loses his mind and sort of it actually turns into like a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's so over the top, crazy. I sort of liked that bit.
I liked it.
But it was weird we had kids with
I
cancer.
liked him in
and then
that
we
role
had
too. Like, yeah, it was strange mix, but
I did think it was weird that when he said because he's got a hot dog stand that you're not meant to mention, but it doesn't seem to matter to mention it, but he's got a little slide video show ready about his dad's death to show anyone that asks. Like, that was also odd. It was just, he just started showing slides of his whole dad's life story and how he got murdered. So, I thought that was odd too.
Considering that it looks like he never invited anybody into his home, that would be a strange contraption to have on the hot dog stand.
Yeah. I gotta say, you're really selling me on this movie. I really, really think I need to go see this now.
It's very
I didn't mind it, to be honest.
but it's
Sorry, I got a cough.
you don't choke by
No,
saying you don't mind it. You didn't mind it. Well, that's the problem. It's like someone said online, should I go sit at the cinema or wait till it's streaming? It's like, well, if you're heading to the cinema and you're looking for something to watch, you could choose something way worse. But if you don't want to spend the money, then it doesn't really make any difference if you watch it on streaming. Like,
Yeah.
it's doesn't matter. There's nothing that spectacular about it that you have to see it on the big screen. Yeah. And being able to pause it and go get chips and a drink is probably going to improve the film, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, would you recommend it, Price?
I feel similarly to what you said. It's not a movie that I would necessarily go out of my way to see. It's not the worst movie I've seen this year either. It's stylish. It's competently made, kind of. The actors are fine. It's just, like I said, it could have been with either more thought or a different approach or a different screenplay. Could have been either very good or excellent. And at the end, it's just kind of okay. And there's worse things. There's movies that I've seen this year that are complete disasters. It's not a movie that's unwatchable, but there were too many things about it that kind of seemed odd to me. Another thing I wanted to tell you is they're always trying to stick in that actress. Her name is Katie O'Brien or whatever her name is.
Oh,
I don't know.
A really butch one.
Oh,
Yes,
she was
I don't have
his
anything personal
teammate?
against
Yeah.
her. I don't have
Was she
anything
the one
personal.
from The Mandalorian?
Yes,
Yes.
she was in the Mandalorian, and also another thing. I recently saw her in Christie. She was in Quantumania. She was like played a muscly woman. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
her role. If the script says muscly man woman, that's who you go for. She was also in the last Mission Impossible movie. She was
Also,
one
I
of
think
the divers in that, and in that I didn't mind her
that's right.
because they were, those deep sea divers diving out of submarines and that, and like you imagine that they would look like that. So I didn't mind her in that, but they really wanted to be something, and yeah, I don't think it can happen.
they like to put her in every movie. They're like, I feel like anytime you work on a screenplay or on a production, some executive with a suit and a tie walks into the room and said, "Hey,
Katie will do
how
it."
how do you feel about putting a muscle man woman inside your movie?"
Perfect.
One bit I did like though is the British version of, as Edgar Wright is British, the British version of a lesbian in a film compared to the American version, where it's all got to be they've got to dress very boring and be bordering on an ugly and be very serious and down the whole time. And then Edgar Wright, they say you've got to use this man woman as a lesbian character. So he makes a crazy lesbian that has pole dancers in the background and women running around in underwear and, boobs jiggling and stuff around her. And he sort of think that's more the Benny Hill British version coming through,
Right.
where it's more entertainment. See, now I'm selling the film. But yeah, even her demise was just sort of virtually off screen. It was weird.
Yeah,
was just
and
sort of
it
like, bring
also
on.
they don't build enough surrounding her character and the other one to really care if anything happens to either of them. You barely care about the main guy, like Glenn Powell. You barely even care about him. So these other two are just like afterthoughts. I'm like, oh, that like you said, it's terrible for me to think this, but I did think to myself, oh, that lesbian is dead now.
So now we can just focus on Ben Richards.
It's the most awful thought that could have been in my mind, but that's actually what I thought while watching the movie.
I don't know why too they made the deaths, because they show the first guy who's like, they always take a nerd and then one. So out of the three people they picked to do the Running Man, there's the one that's got a chance of winning, which would have been Schwarzenegger, and this time it was Glenn Powell. What am I saying?
Yeah,
Powell.
Powell.
And with him, with whoever they think could win, they send someone that's just going to blow all the money and have fun, on their way out, and then they send a nerd that's got no idea what they're doing, and like the nerd in this doesn't even believe it's real. And then they also show video footage of other nerds getting killed, and every time they got killed, they just stood there and went, "Oh." And then someone shot him in the face or something. Like it's sort of, yeah. You think it would have been a good opportunity for a sort of a bit of an emotional scene or a funny scene, like him zigzagging across the road screaming in a car, or a bus runs him over or something, or like just something a bit more.
I know, he sounded like he dropped his ice cream.
Yeah, but they did it a couple of times and just sort of like, oh no, and then they just blast them or kill them or something. Yeah,
Real bummer. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was an opportunity to actually sort of have some fun with it. But yes, fun isn't sort of the main part of this film.
Yeah.
What about the little digs they had at the Kardashians in the Americanos, the ads?
Yeah, but it wasn't even.
Americanos.
But even that, like, if you think of RoboCop and they did the ads and there was the sunscreen, that would like the woman was covered in green, or, like I don't even know if it's RoboCop, but like facelifts that are just stretched that you look like a freak and that. Like they had to go at the Kardashians because this show's always on TV. It's just the Kardashian show that's on every TV for some reason. But they didn't have
exactly like the Kardashian show. It wasn't a satire. You just had two people talking. You could find an episode if you put the actual Kardashians and replace those actresses and had them just watch an episode of Kardashians. It looks the exact same. There were two ladies arguing about shoes, and in the background there was like a black guy, which you assume is the boyfriend of one of them. That is exactly what happens on that show. I mean, that is one for one, exactly what would happen on the show.
Yeah, it was very odd. It was very again, why wouldn't you have fun with that? Like make
they
them
could have gone further with that.
massive lips and like just really that's where the satire's sort of just lacking. It's like like just make it extreme. But you could I actually think the Kardashian show is probably more extreme than what they did in this.
Yeah.
So I don't even know
They didn't
what
have
the
the
point
guts
is.
to take it there, I think.
They're like breaking champagne bottles on each other and stuff on the real show. This seemed tame and lame. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was.
Also, even that they're like, the boyfriends that they bring are more interesting. There's usually like an NBA guy, some rapper. This guy was just kind of run of the mill in the background. He didn't even have any characters. So they missed any opportunity. This could have been something legitimately funny. Not even the minimum effort was made. And I have a question for you. What was the whole thing that at the end he gets in the car with that young lady? I didn't quite understand what they were doing. I didn't love that whole young lady at the end in her electric vehicle. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That they get to the plane with her?
Yeah.
Well, he has no sidekick or anyone that he has to protect until that moment. And it's literally like the last 5 minutes of the film, maybe 10 minutes.
It feels really forced, though. You don't care. If at least, you know what? Here's the thing. If this was in the 80s, they probably would have had it so he doesn't have the wife and kid. He goes somewhere and then he meets some like lady that's hot, and like they go on an adventure. At least they do that, and maybe they don't get along. They hate each other from two different parts of town. At the end they end up cooperating, and there's some like cool stuff. There's good chemistry between them, and then like it
And then
leads
she
to
turns out to
something
be a plant or something.
Yeah.
That's like the Total Recall route. Like she's hot, but she's actually working for the bad guys.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fun to be had here. Instead, everything is just going through the motions. It's like the screenplay wants him to go from A to B, from B to C, from C to Z, but somehow it doesn't have the heart and soul to tie it all together. It's not playful enough. It's not satirical enough. It's not fun enough. It's just kind of okay.
And when he meets her, because he hijacks her car because he's trying to get away, obviously, and she's driving, and then some redneck homeboy are we allowed to say redneck? Because in Australia we can.
Yes.
That's not one of those words, is it? That over there's going to offend anyone?
Yeah, it's fine.
Bad luck.
Redneck, yeah,
I have
The
plenty of
rednecks aren't on the
redneck.
internet.
I have lots of redneck family, so I'm giving you a redneck card. You're safe.
We have to get
Redneck
some
safe.
sort of Olympic competition where we get our bogans against the
That's
American
right.
rednecks. And see
Yeah, we
how-
have bogans. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Except our
but
bogans don't have a ton of guns, so we'd be screwed.
They would if they could.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
They but when the rednecks so he's with the woman, they're driving along, and then these hillbillies pull over with guns, and they're the local police force for that county, which sort of didn't make any sense either. And you think, oh, here's something's going to happen, and then just a robot drone camera takes them out, and that bit's over again. Again, it's another scene that just is set up, and literally nothing happens. Well, they get killed by a robot flying camera, and it's like, who cares? Like, who cares about any of this? So,
Sounds like this movie was kind of a bummer. I'm guessing that the ending was nowhere near the original Arnie film, where they win and they destroy the network and everyone is happy and the rebellion is takes over. But I'm also guessing it doesn't end the same as the book.
well,
The book ending is that he gets on a plane, gets fatally wounded, and then crashes the plane into the tower where the transmission is. That's the end of the original book.
You just touched upon a very sensitive subject, but I'm going to let Robot Head say it.
well, we were asked. You were asking. We were talking about it earlier. I think they've changed the ending. I think they've tacked on another ending on this film. And sorry, spoilers, but you can't really spoil this film because there's no surprises through the whole thing. But the ending was weird because they set that up, and then they backtrack on it. They do a backflip, but they set up that he's going to fly the plane into the network, and that would have been a good ending. Would have been a bit depressing after the whole film being a little bit depressing, but it looks like that's what they did, and then they came away and said, no, we have to have a happy ending because he escapes the plane in this escape pod that this plane seems to have. But we only know that because after it happens, we then get the fucking YouTuber character who is constantly bursting through the screen like you're watching a Minions movie or something, and the Minions used to come out. He's constantly busting through the screen to tell you what's happening in the movie or explain the story. He tells you how he escaped, and he tells you that he got away, and that, and shows a close-up of the explosion, and this could be the escape pod getting away. And then, yeah, he is okay. And they do riot on the TV network, and he just sort of walks out, and he just executes the other guy.
I forgot they had the YouTube, but it's kind of being the filler there, didn't they?
Yeah, I think everyone's forgetting it because I haven't heard anyone else mention the YouTube bit. I
And
hate
that
it every
kind
time
of
they
really
did that
makes
sort
you
of thing.
cringe. I felt like it was a real Gen X kind of bag of tricks used, sort of ticking every little box that they knew was going to hit a sweet spot for a Gen Z audience kind of thing.
The other thing is that the audience just turn on the host. Well, it's not the host quits, and then the head of the network takes over the show, and the crowd turns on him. They just turn, but they instantly have like Molotov cocktails and that in the studio that they're throwing around. But at the start of the film, they show that to get to the studio, you got to go through all this security and security gates, and it's a building in the middle of the city. That was also odd, that to get into the rich part of town, you just asked to come in, and then you could just walk around freely. Like, why didn't everyone just go in there and just stay and just walk around? But anyway, he got in there, went to the network building, which was miles from the gates. But when they're showing the riot, the audience is full of people that don't live in the city. Like, it was all just, okay, now we've got to have the rebellion back at the TV network, and it's just going to happen with no real setup of what's going to happen. It was just odd. It felt very tacked on. I reckon they've changed the ending.
Sounds like they picked a really bad night to hand out free Molotov cocktails to everybody when they came in the door.
Like, they make out the security's full on, but in the audience there's like placards and that saying they hate the network, and they've got Molotov cocktails to throw around and set the place on fire. And then he just appears and like shoots the other guy in the head. There's no, like, I love in the original one, he puts the compare into the shoot thing that's going to shoot out into the street, and straps him in. That's all so exciting and so much fun. And in this, there's just none of that. It's just, bullet to the head stuff. So did that explain it, Price? Do you agree that it was tacked on?
It didn't feel like the real ending because the first thing that I asked you, and this is not live, this is just me asking you, just not even on a stream. I told you that I may not have understood the ending because it seemed like one thing was happening and suddenly something else was happening, and I wasn't quite sure how they got from point A to point B. It was all very confusing, and I 100% agree. Maybe they wanted a more faithful adaptation, and the studio told them, listen, you can't end the movie this way. It has to be more uplifting. Don't go for this like downer of an ending. Make something more positive. The problem is maybe it was so late in the game that, like you said, it's very tagged on. incorporating the guy, the YouTuber guy, to do the videos and explain it. All of that annoyed me. I felt bad that this annoys me, but I actually sat there and I was annoyed by this ending.
The more we talk about it, the less I'm liking this film. And when I was in there, I was trying to work out if I liked it. Now I'm pretty sure I didn't like it. But the ending too, like he's like in virtual height. Like, so the world reacts, or America or wherever he lives reacts, and he started a revolution. Like he's the flame that starts the rebellion. So it's very Star Warsy feeling. But there's no reason. He won the game. He should have all the money. And he should be living the high life because he won. Like crashing the plane, there wasn't a rule that he wasn't allowed to do that and escape. So I don't see why he didn't just win and now he's just living the high life. For some reason, he's in hiding with no money again, and his poor wife's still working as a waitress, giving handies in the back room.
Wait, I thought she was in the supermarket. She went to the supermarket.
No, but her job was working as a waitress. And they all
I
said that meant that she was wink, wink, giving out the goods to the rich men.
The fact that she was giving out the goods, that I understand. But I thought at the end of the movie, when he arrives at the supermarket, it looks like
she wasn't giving handies
she
in
wasn't
the
giving
supermarket.
goods out in the supermarket.
Yeah, she wasn't doing that. Yeah, she was just shopping.
I thought that at that point it was suggested that she had some money because it looked like an upscale supermarket. So I thought
he had sent her the money at the
I haven't
start,
been to that supermarket.
and we don't have any gauge on what the money's worth. Like they're giving away $1 billion or something. So she had that money. I don't know if she got any more money because he was on the show, but yeah, she seemed to be putting the handies behind her, so to speak.
it was supposed to be that they're giving her money. And then this is another thing I wanted to ask you, because they give information that's either false or not false about his family throughout the movie. And nobody, I don't understand the logic. He tells him that the way he'll get the audience to like him is if he tells them that they killed his family. But then later, how do they still get on his side? Because they never, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, the family weren't killed.
Right. So if the family weren't killed, how did he get them to like Ben Richards if he said that the only way they would like him now after he did the other stuff is because of his family? So I thought to myself, I don't understand this. This is like a strange kind of mind fuck. Like I don't get it. Sorry for the bad word. Sorry, Sean.
Hey, we're broadcasting from fucking Australia, buddy. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Well, nearly. Just about. Anything that YouTube will allow. But and that sort of took the stakes away from the whole movie, because there's one part in the movie where they say they've got, is it DNA sniffers or something that can track DNA. Was it DNA, something like that? And that the whole time they've been tracking him and known exactly where he was the whole time. And it's like, we know the game's sort of meant to be set up to be fake, to get ratings. But in this one, it's totally fake the whole time. So the stakes are never real. You never know what's, and not in a good way. Some films can do this in a good way where you don't know what's real and what isn't. But in this, it's like, we killed his family. Oh, did we kill his family? Oh, maybe we didn't kill his family. Oh, who knows? And it was all, which made it all piss weak.
It did.
Like, how is he even getting away at all if they know where he is the whole time?
And we know he's getting away through the whole thing. So
another thing I want to ask and get opinions on is, and I don't know if I dreamt this, but was Schwarzenegger on the bills?
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
I believe he was.
So does that mean we're in the same universe as the Schwarzenegger story or not?
It was a bit of an Easter egg,
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
I know, but it's a weird one when the story is you get paid off and that, like, did he become president and decide to keep the game going? I know it's tiny, it's minor, it's not worth even worrying about. The whole film isn't, but I just thought it was another weird one to include Schwarzenegger.
It's in there to make you miss the first one.
Yeah. Oh, there's Arnie. He was in a way better version.
Yeah,
You know
it's
why
always,
they do that?
it's always
Sorry,
good
go
in
on,
a
please.
bad movie to remind people of a good movie.
That's
That's
right.
always the
Protective.
best thing to do. Yeah.
That's the Disney gameplay for everything they do, like Star Wars, bringing back old characters, just to remind you how much they've just reamed it out. But yes,
I have an idea what they were trying to do, and this is what they usually try to do. It reminds me of Tron Ares when he looked at a picture of Sam Flynn, but Sam Flynn doesn't show up. It's like they put that in there hoping that maybe it'll give you a tease that in the future
Yes.
maybe they'll do one and they'll invite Arnold, meaning they'll do a sequel and Arnold will be there, or they'll do a sequel
Yeah.
to Tron Ares, that crappy movie, and Sam Flynn will be there. It's a strange and odd tease to give you the feeling that they haven't dismissed what happened in the past. They're honoring the past. You're just not going to see it in the movie, and they don't care about it, but they're pretending to honor it.
In the comments, someone just said, we have Arnold running man at home. It's like, that's what it feels like a bit. But that's like, after seeing Tron Ares and Predator Badlands, like when you go see something that's just absolute dog shit, seeing this, like, you're sitting there thinking, well, it's not that bad. And it's a
Yeah.
weird way to watch a movie. It's sort of, if you're sitting at home, a couple of beers, packet of chips maybe,
Yeah,
some
you're making-
Twisties or Tim Tams, and watching this, like if someone said, oh yeah, I had a good time watching it, I wouldn't argue with them. Like it's not like it's offensive anyway. It's just,
I enjoyed it, but I didn't find Glenn Powell sort of convincing in that role.
were you eating Tim Tams at the time?
Yep.
Tim Tams have made it to America, haven't they?
Yes,
The
I've had them
biscuits?
before. Yes.
So we come up with great stuff. We mightn't have guns, but we have Tim Tam biscuits. That's what we throw at each other when intruders come in the house. Get the Tim Tams.
Oh, you don't just do the Canada thing where you just open the door for them and let them in and
Oh, these days
show them
we have
around. Yeah.
to. Look, we're not going to get political, but someone got charged just the other day for hurting an intruder that broke into their house. So, and they got charged, and the intruder didn't. So, yes, it's
Fuck
getting
me.
it's getting
I'm
that
sorry.
way
Oh
here.
my God.
So Edgar Wright, did he peak early and then he's slowly going down, or is it can't work if there's too much of an American influence, or does he need to be left alone and do lower budget films, or is he just sort of drifting now? Because like he wrote this as well, or he wrote it with someone else, but it had none of that snappy dialogue or even the editing in that. And it's like the perfect film to have all that snappy sort of editing too. Like, were we all
Hard
tricked
cuts.
by Shaun of the Dead, the Cornetto trilogy, those three films? I don't think we were tricked, but yeah, was that a peak, or does he need to work on his own? What do
He
you
was
think?
enjoying his little hard cuts at the end with the graphics.
Yeah, but he probably didn't even make the titles.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think that once you get into the Hollywood system with some type of property that you're remaking or making a sequel to, or another installment or a legacy sequel or whatever it is, I feel like once they get you for that, you're no longer you. You then
Yeah.
you then have a bunch of
sold your
executives.
soul.
Yeah, they gave you a good paycheck, so they'll say that you're the one that did it. You have some freedom as to how you want it to look, but I feel like also there's a bunch of people in suits. They don't like the ending. It's not the ending. They want to. There's nothing wrong with being a lesbian muscle woman, but they want a lesbian muscle woman. She's in there. I mean, initially it's the running man, right? There's 3 running men, but one of them is a woman. And like you said, Robot Head, he's like, well, maybe I'll put a bunch of ladies around her and it'll look a little more quirky. You know, you could tell that he tried, but I do feel like they basically said you have to do this. The other thing is also the wife who, again, nothing wrong with diversity. I'm just saying that I don't really buy their relationship. So it feels like people came in there and they started giving him orders and things that he needs to do. And at the end, it's not so much Edgar Wright spearheading a production, but more kind of he's being swallowed by a production.
And
I
I
think.
bet, and then they're probably arguing about how much the original, if it's too close and too far away, and like as the director, you probably don't get any breathing space. Like remember in the original one, it is the 3 guys that go originally, but then they shoot the girl interest into the story as well, don't they? She joins him inside the game. They could have done something like that with the wife here, you know, like had her as part of the game or something. But then again, the game's so random and all over the place. She probably could have just joined him anyway. Anyone could join. Like, it's such an open-ended game. And I have to
That's
say,
right. You just volunteer, don't you? Sign up.
yeah, but then they're just out in the
Didn't-
street.
How many days did he end up doing? Because I don't think he did 30 days.
No, I have no idea how many days he did in the end. I mean, it would have been funny if he flew the plane into the TV network, blew it up, escaped and lived, but he still had like 5 days to go. And we go back to him.
Right.
He's still running around and trying to stay in hotels. I tell you, that they found him very easily, no matter where he went. It was, but I suppose they had those bloody DNA sniffers or trackers or something. So they were tracking the post, and I don't know. Very. I felt with this, like when I watched John Wick, and I think they got worse as they went along. I don't know if this is controversial, but I did not like the last John Wick. But let's go to the first one. I liked that a lot. Felt very much like watching a crazy action film, where this felt like a video game, the way it was shown and led from one scene to the next, and the hand holding to make sure you were going in the right way and meeting the right person. And then you had even the conversations felt like they were in a video game to give you the information you needed to get to the next scene. Yeah. And I don't feel that when I'm watching John Wick. That's just crazy action. And that's what I thought it was going to be. Like, so things can be silly and over the top, but this, it just felt more like
I think what
a
you're
video
saying
game.
is you were looking for silly and over the top, right?
Yeah, or not. Yeah,
And
not
you
sort
just
of
don't
weird
get it
hand
here.
holding and What did you think, Price? Did you feel that, or you were just too bored to put that much thought into it?
I don't know. I guess I didn't think too much about that. It really bothered you?
Well, it just felt it was very like people haven't seen it yet, but the bit where they sort of they chuck him in the back of the car, in the boot of the car, and then you can hear the muffled talking inside the car of what's going on outside the car. That all felt very much like a video game to me. Like it was all, there was a lot of telling, like, the old show don't tell, but in this, for an action film, there seemed to be a lot of telling. Like we had the YouTube guy popping up to fill us in on information, and the TV network were running the ads. And I know they're meant to do that, but it seemed to be all very much just telling us the whole time what's happening, in every bloody scene.
And I still didn't get it. I mean, you're saying they kept telling us what was happening, but actually, like you said, it was too many days because they're not going to show 30 days. So I'm like, okay, where is he at? The part with the car, I mean, I guess it was kind of interesting that you're not seeing what's happening outside. You're kind of just hearing it from the inside. But once you do see what's happening from the outside, you don't really care anyways. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if I explained it well, but it's like...
No, that was spot on. You just know everything you're watching, it's going to be resolved in the next literal 2 minutes, so it doesn't matter. So it's...
Right.
Yeah, don't get too excited. It's just going to be resolved in a second, and then we'll be off to the next scene. So, I think
I had another question for you. There was a part at the end where Coleman Domingo, or whatever his name is, he's like, "No, I'm not going to do it," and then he just goes, and they're like, "Okay." I mean, you'd think that they made it seem like if you don't do what we say, we're going to kill you, and he's like, "Read my contract. It says fuck you," and then he just like walks away. And I'm like, I don't think that really appears in his contract.
Yeah. And I thought he was actually going to say, in the contract, blah, 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 I cannot be executed or terminated for the entertainment
Right,
network.
exactly.
I have a clause.
That would have been much better. Yeah,
that my death has to be natural or something.
Yeah.
Like something,
right.
Meaningful that, like, he thought ahead so much. They knew one day they'd turn on him.
Good.
And you're like, oh, okay, he's a smart guy. But yeah, the contract says, fuck you, buddy. It's just now, I have that in every contract I've ever signed. That's how I sign it, is fuck you. Never goes down well. But yeah, it wasn't the smartest thing that could have been said in that moment. But yeah, a lot of the film was like that. So, Professor, are you going to go off and see it after that lovely?
I don't know. That sounds like they were really trying to sell that as maybe like the line that they put in the Red Band trailer or something. My contract says "fuck you."
There was a lot of lines like that just felt like they were there for the trailer.
Oh, they did this all the time. It's like, "Fuck you, shit eaters," and like they kept saying that over and over again. And it's like, is that all you got? I feel like. I'm trying to remember the dialogue in the Schwarzenegger one, but I feel like Schwarzenegger was usually more playful. And if they already gave him a line like that, just hearing him say "fuck you, shit eater" would have been funny.
That would have been gold.
That would already. I'd rather give it to Arnold and have that delivery. I'll take it, But this guy, the way he kept saying it, I didn't get it.
Halfway through the film, too, he grabs a guy and says, do you think you're going to be the guy that stops me seeing my wife and child again? And then he
He
said
did it twice.
Yeah,
didn't
well, then he said it
Again.
later.
Yeah.
And I was like, was that meant to be a thing that he was meant to say the whole way through the
That
film?
was his buzz line.
Because he said it like twice towards the end, but hadn't said it
Right.
before that. And I thought, is that meant to be a tagline that
I know, it
got
just fell
edited out
flat.
from the start? Yeah. Yeah.
Put that on the poster. Are you going to be the one to stop me from seeing my wife and child?
Yeah.
It's a long sentence.
Wow.
So that is the Running Man. Well, let's.
Oof.
We don't need the phone ringing.
Yeah, I think
That's
I'll
professional.
pass. I think I'll pass. Thanks.
You're not going to head in and see it. Watch it on streaming and see if we're correct.
Yeah.
And you can tell us if we're, not correct. Look, why is he there? He's not a guest. That's better. So we should move on from the Running Man. And unless, Price, do you have anything else to add about the film?
No, but like you said, even with all the stuff that I said that was bad about it, it is not the worst movie I've seen this year. It's just you're expecting something to be good, and like I said, it's okay. Okay isn't exciting. It's just okay.
Yeah, it's all the elements were there. It should have been so much more, shouldn't it? But
It's weird that something that's so fast paced just has zero sort of excitement about it.
I know it's weird. It's a strange one, but I wouldn't rush to go see it. But now we're going to move on to another subject, which means we have to play another one of these.
Touch me in my comments up the ass. Grifting in the morning, shilling for a movie pass. Living in mom's basement, media literacy out the ass. Subjectivity isn't objectivity, tease, go touch some grass. It's comments of the week.
Comment of the week. Well, it's more of a subject, but I've got that little ditty for comments, so we played that anyway.
That was good.
So, but it is comments, and they're Twitter comments, and it's to do with, now let's see if we can get this right again. Why won't it just do it the first time? Go away, come back. Okay. It's to do with Predator Badlands. Have we all seen it? I know, Price, you have. I know, Paul, you've
Yes,
seen
I
it.
have.
Yes.
You
Yes.
saw it, Professor
yes,
Artoo?
I did indeed.
That was
We've all seen it.
Unfortunately, I have
Ah.
seen this movie. Yeah.
So much to say, and I bet you loved it, Professor Artoo. Like the rest of us.
It was the best thing I watched for 5 minutes of my day that one day.
Well, when you came out, did you have an obsession to have sex with the Predator? Because the weirdos are out.
It's only natural.
Oh boy, yes, the freaks have arrived.
There's always a film they want to latch onto, the Raylos. So the Raylos, for those out there that don't know, I don't know how you know about the beautiful Raylos. I should have brought some Raylo art in. The Raylos love shipping. At least the Raylos was shipping humans. So they wanted Ray to be with Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
So there was lots of artwork on those two having sex. But they're people.
Intertwined.
That's not that bad. It's
Yeah.
still weird, but, there's real people in the world. Well, I didn't know, but the furries or the bestiality lovers have all joined forces, and now they want to have sex with the Predator and monsters in general. So
Yes.
and
Is this the gayest predator ever?
yes, that was one of the scenes. Hang on, let me find another. I should have brought up one with his face more. Haven't I got one here? I thought I would have prepared one earlier, but he's not this sort of not the creature you like when people have sex. There's certain things everyone likes to do, and those mandible things on his face, that doesn't look comfortable at all for anyone. So I don't
also,
understand.
to be fair, and I don't know how to say this in a nice way, if he has something that needs to be inserted somewhere, I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work out.
You imagine it would be rather sharp. If it's part of his equipment.
Rather toothy.
There isn't like a place to insert it into. especially since the robot lady is
She's missing her bottom half.
she's
Yeah.
missing half of her body.
I know it's not
I don't know.
good. So
not
I
good.
I upset all of them because I made a joke about that this artwork here probably isn't necessary, but it actually happens in the film. She does crawl on top of him like that in the film one scene, so it's actually not out of
I don't
place.
remember that scene.
Yeah, where she, she flies down the hill and takes
Yeah, it
out
didn't
the
look like
flying
that.
lizard, and then she's looking in the camera. Well, you're meant to be seeing from his eyes, so that's the scene. And then I've had a days and days of comments like this. I've been wanting to fuck a Yacha. Is that how you say it, Yacha?
Yacha.
Since I knew what fuck meant. God bless AVP. So, and if you like
Wow.
that one, just go to my Twitter page. There's like thousands of, or hundreds, or tens of weirdos that are very angry about this. So, but when they
Hang on. They're angry. What are they angry about?
that I don't want to
Yeah.
have sex with an imaginary beast, or that I think it's funny that people do. So they're giving me all types of advice. So which I'll try and find. One guy gave me a lot of advice. Oh, hang on, there's this one too. This isn't the advice, but this is just
Advice
talking about-
on Yacha sex?
Oh yes. Well,
Okay.
this one's not so much advice. This is a little
okay.
bro can stare down a huge monster just inches from his face without blinking. But the moment Thea gives him a genuine smile, he can't handle it and has to look away every 2 seconds with that dumb little look on his face. Who the fuck looks at a predator and thinks it's romantic and cute?
Yeah. Well, that's part of the problem with the change they made in the design of this predator. It's way too soft. It's too like oddly expressive. Like it doesn't work. It's My Little Predator. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's
was
not the
useful.
character that we've known. It's not the same species that we've known. It's some other thing. It's so weird.
Now we brought you in specially, Polly, because we're all weirdo guy nerds that live in basements and never normally talk to a woman.
Right.
That's why we're all rather excited that you're here, because none of us, we're all incels that never ever talk to women. So
Obviously.
we had to have a meeting beforehand of how we were going to control ourselves and what words we could use in front of you, like boobies, knob. Do girls like it when you talk about knobs, things like that? Breasts. We worked it out. Price went off a little bit with disgusting talk, and we had to tell him, oh, he's left.
Who left?
Price left because I mentioned him.
He just went
Hopefully it
nuclear,
comes-
disappeared.
Hopefully he comes back.
Yeah.
But
Stephen Max says, "What is a woman?"
yeah, what is a woman? Oh, he's back. Price, did you leave because a woman was here?
No, something strange happened to my internet, and suddenly I wasn't on the stream anymore. But
I know
Was it
you-
that picture?
I
Is
know-
it? You
I
had to
was
go?
I
triggered.
mean, I've been tempted to leave, that's for sure.
I know you do have to go soon for another show, so we will be quick. But don't just
no,
leave.
it's okay. We have some time, and we have some time. And I don't want to rush anybody. We're talking about this guy banging this robot, so
Yep.
let's do that.
It's the interesting part of the show. So, but we're going to get Polly your advice. You're a woman. I think you're a woman. I've seen a woman before. I think you are one.
I don't get why they're confusing this. Like already, this is a robot, right? It's not a woman.
Yeah.
So
She's a
what
robot.
are they talking about?
Oh, who knows? I think having sex with a robot makes way more sense
Yeah.
than a monster. Obviously, I do.
But-
Because, bring on the robot sex robots, because there's my future profession now that YouTube's going down the drain. I will be a sex robot. But Justin here, I've got a shot of Justin here.
Please, let's see Justin.
He's given me some advice because I was making fun of that piece of artwork. Justin says, I should do a funny voice, shouldn't I? But I don't know if I can today. This is proof you don't know any women for at least, hang on, let's start again. This is proof you don't know any women for at least, God, how do they write these things?
It's a struggle.
None who are comfortable opening up to you, because plenty of women want to fuck aliens/monsters and plenty of them have created or helped create
man.
art depicting that interest.
Wow.
I know you had a fascination with E.T. And I know you've said some weird things about
The extra testicle.
that version. I think we watched a different version. E.T. the extra testicle. Yeah. Now I'm starting to understand. It is Justin right? Am I wrong?
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Do all women want to?
It's all we're thinking about.
And do you think Justin's been with a woman? Because
No.
as far as I know, there's things women like that require no massive teeth hanging out of your face. So
I think maybe Justin thinks of himself as a monster.
so you would say how many women do you know would fuck monsters, do you reckon?
Well, like virtually all of us, right?
Oh, really? So Justin's correct.
No, Justin is not correct.
I will have to take note. Being an incel that never leaves the basement, I was surprised by this and wondered, but
Justin wants to know the most about sex more than anyone.
yes, well,
Being that this is the internet, all men are monsters. So that's
this is Justin, just very masculine looking, and describes himself as he, him, strong boy.
Oh,
There you go. Crafter of
as
things.
strong as a monster, Justin.
Oh, is he? He is. Oh, man.
He could have
He
been
can
in the
use the
Running
teeth.
Man.
Yeah, he would have been one of those ones that got shot and just went, oh well. Oh well. As long as it's a black man or a woman shooting me, I'm happy and not a white person. So does anyone like when this happens, and you haven't experienced this, Polly, and I'm sure
have not.
Professor Artoo and Price of Reason have, when you're on Twitter and you laugh about these things, they come out of the woodwork. They come from everywhere. But I have trouble believing it all. Like, Artoo, Reason, is it true or is this just marketing and promotion for the film? Like, do you believe that any of this is real?
Hang on, are you saying, do you believe that
This
Justin's
amount of,
real?
yeah, that this amount of
the
weirdos.
backlash.
I know there's weirdos out there, but are there that many that get so offended and so angry about? I had someone today angry because I said I will literally do. The new Avatar film's coming out. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes or 45 minutes. Or
waterlogged
something.
already.
And I said I will enjoy those 3 hours and 15 minutes doing literally anything else than watching that film. And someone's at the moment furious with me and going off because I said I didn't want to watch a film. Like I can't win. But yes, fellow panelists, do you think it's all real or is it all bots in China creating?
I feel like it's a mix. I a lot of times think that there's a mix. On one hand, sometimes it could be bots. I would never put it beside a company like Disney or this big Hollywood studios because we've seen it before that suddenly like there's The Acolyte and it has 3 viewers and we're making fun of it. There's more people getting upset at us making fun of The Acolyte than people watching The Acolyte. You start asking questions, and that's why I wouldn't put it beside anybody that some of this is not organic, but I also will say that there have been cases that I really did run into a weirdo. I feel like the bots kind of stimulate the weirdos and make them rise.
Yeah, it's true.
And they're so I will criticize. If you don't know it, sometimes I criticize Star Wars just a little bit. Well, criticize anything, and they're angry with me like they made the film. Like, if you love the film, talk about how much you like it or what's great about it. But they want to go nuts, and I mean nuts. These people have gone insane about this because I'm not into monster sex, and that makes them angry. Like, it's never about how good the film is. It's always about. It's like they want to join a club. It's fucking
I know,
odd.
they want to weave it in any way they can.
yeah.
Weird clubs, totally weird clubs.
We were well. Don't go on Blue Sky. That's all I can tell you. Don't.
I've heard Blue Sky's a trip.
Woo.
The I won't
But
be
Justin wants to be king of the kinks.
someone said in the comments there, oh, it's World of Swap Shop. Someone you have to follow for some great humorous takes. Hello, swappers. I swear that they only had the android girl cut in half because Bishop was bit in half in Aliens, or ripped in half, wasn't he? And Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
well,
that
that's
going
true.
on.
We don't have writers anymore. We just have regurgitators.
I actually wanted to say something about that while we're talking about that, because that film that film was a hard take. But talking of the android and Bishop, and we've had Ash, and who was the android in the last Alien film? The black dude. He was really good. I can't think of his name. I was going to look it up. Does anyone know? Did you guys see the last? Did you see Romulus?
I did. He was probably the best actor in the movie.
He was great.
Yeah, he was great.
Because he had to switch like personalities every time they put a different disc in his brain or something.
That's right.
So I thought that actually the actor showed range.
Yeah, it was great.
Unfortunately, I can't say a lot of great things about Romulus. And when it comes to Bishop, I will say it was a different one in that movie. I don't think it was Bishop in that one. But what I
No.
will say is that anytime we've seen Bishop cut in half or other people cut in half in Aliens, in that franchise, they don't look like Thea did, even though they were implying that Thea comes from the same company. So you would have
Yes.
thought that
Someone's
she would have had white blood or whatever it is that he has, but she didn't have any of it. She just was a robot.
Emperor Goodwin is saying that Andy was the robot from Romulus.
Andy.
Yeah.
It
Andy.
was Andy.
Yep.
Thank you for that. Yes, Andy was wonderful. She... look, I can't get into that film again. We wanted to start last week just to talk about that film because there was so much to say. But she gets ripped in half. They show her have all the machines try and put her back together. Then she gets ripped in half again. And then later in the film, she's just back together out of magic. She just all of a sudden is back together, and they don't show how that happened.
But only after her legs kick everybody's asses.
Yeah.
Simon
awful.
Rigg has a really important
Awful.
question here.
Oh, what does Simon say?
Guesses on the colour of Predator's love juice.
Oh, well, their blood's sort of blue, isn't it? Greeny
Justin, isn't
blue.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bright green.
But that's nothing to do with it because our blood's
Yeah.
red and obviously our
true.
bodily fluids are a browny, reddy colour.
Various colours.
Or is that just me? Do I need to check
Colour
up?
of the rainbow.
Well, I would say, being a creature like that, I would say maybe red. Maybe they've gone the other way.
There was an abundance of red in that film, like everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, could be that, but
So speaking of Ash and Andy, the actors we've had before, everyone's raving about, what's her name, the girl in the Predator movie? Her acting.
Elle Fanning.
Elle Fanning.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's raving about her performance. Well, this is just a clip here if you haven't seen it. This is a android, a robot that's been programmed for doing scientific research and studying animals. And I just want to know, and I don't know if I have to do anything special to send the audio. Tell me if you can't hear it. I just want to know what programming was used, or why did the actress and the director choose this performance for an android?
Team right here. The dynamic three, the dynamic trio, the dynamic trio! Remember when we went down the tree? That monster's mouth, didn't smell great, but and then we met you, our little sweet little thing. Thank you, seriously, for that experience. Truly amazing. Thrilling. Truly thrilling. What was your favorite part?
Am I watching The View?
What the fuck is going on there? People are raving about this and loving the film, and
my
even
God.
so many people are saying to me, "Oh, I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good action film." It's like,
No, you're not seeing it.
am I the odd one out? Is that a performance of a robot?
You're not the odd one out, and you have proof. You know how you have proof? When I was sitting, this is all. What I'm about to say, Robothead can confirm this. When I sat and watched this movie, because I knew you'd already seen it, about 30 minutes into the movie, when this character was introduced and she started talking, I took my phone out in the middle of the movie and I DM'd you, and I wrote to you, "What is this shit?" And you knew what that's my DM. If you look at his DMs, he got a "what is this shit" from me 30 minutes into the movie. And then you wrote to me something like, "I wish I could tell you that it gets better, but that wouldn't be the truth," or something like that. And I'm like, thanks.
Sam Adams says it's because she's adorkable.
Yes, adorkable, all right. But even people saying that, like, oh, if you took the Predator, it's out of the franchise, it's not a bad sci-fi film. I get, like, some bits looked amazing. I like this when at the start he's hunting. If they just stuck with that, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
Like, some of the creatures look good and all that. But that character, her, and she's in it so much and never shuts the fuck up. Like,
Never.
There was a bit we were laughing about it at Price where he goes to sleep and she keeps talking.
He's like snoring and she's still like, "Blah, blah, blah. What about the tree? What about the tree?" And it's like, shut up, lady.
And like the people,
incessant.
It hurt.
The obsessed people that want to have sex with all these things are just raving about this one. People are saying it's cinema, it's the greatest thing. It's probably okay. We'll move away from the weird sex pests, those weirdos. But
just stop. Think that's what they're finding attractive already.
I know.
When
Imagine
you play
what they
that
look
clip,
like
that's
in the
what they're
mirror.
going for. Yeah.
But the people that are loving this film, I find it hard to believe how much it's being loved and the hype about it. And this,
I don't believe it for 1 second. I think it's
it's probably mostly Twitter. Like it's on Twitter. It's just, and it's probably because I stir them
No, I
up
think
that
they're
I
just
see
they're
it.
just being paid nicely.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I find it hard to believe that anyone's that passionate about this film. Like
It's not happening.
Yeah,
It's not real.
And even if they said, "Look, it's fine. It's probably not the best one in the series," and
Yeah.
I'd go, "Okay, yeah,
Fair
righto."
enough.
But that android robot thing, like compare it to Ash and that, like from the other films and how they acted. What is she doing? Like I don't understand. If anyone can tell me.
They wanted a Gen Z TikToker type in the movie. They
Yep.
thought this is what would bring in that crowd. They didn't care about the franchise. They didn't care about the lore. They didn't care about anything. They wanted to repurpose this, make it a PG-13 movie for little girls. They did exactly what they wanted, and we'll see at the end of this box office run if it was worth it for them or not. I suspect it's probably not going to be worth it for them.
I don't know how the studios are still going. The amount of money they've been losing this year has just been incredible. Like, is any films making any money? It's just we used to have the what would they call them, the tent pole movies.
Tentpole, yeah.
It would just keep and all the films that are meant to be the tentpole movies, the big ones of the year to fund all the little ones. They're the ones losing the most money. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long this Ponzi scheme can go.
Weapons made the most money, I think. It cost like $25 million to make, and it made, I think, close to $250 million at the box office. That's smart. That's smart filmmaking. You make movies. I'd rather you give up-and-coming movie people that haven't maybe come up with original ideas, give them 25, give them $30 million. Let's see some original movies. Maybe people could do some cool things, because this is just annoying.
Yeah, Disney.
When we took,
I was like, Disney is just betting on Lilo and Stitch, and then hopefully the new Avatar film are going to bail out all of the other films that have lost tons of money this year.
You get $1 billion or two. It covers a lot of bad movies. When we talk about like the classic 80s and the 90s and that, a lot of shit came out too, but they didn't spend all their money on every film. Like every film didn't get 50, 100, $200 million to get made. So when we got all these classics, Running Man, there was a lot of crap getting made as well, but it was all shared out. So we were trying new directors and writers and ideas, and that's just been lost now. They just bet so much money on this crap. Like when you're seeing, what was it, The Acolyte, was that 250 million or some crap? And even Andor, I know people love Andor, but was that $650 million or something to make?
Something also crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Predator versus Riddick. So giving Predator daddy issues is what he's talking about.
Oh yeah. It's all daddy issues, sister. Yeah. I swear to God, the second they mention
it was
another,
so mundane. I couldn't believe it.
We actually saw this together, and I said to you as soon as she mentioned her sister, I said it's another fucking sister story. And 10 minutes later, it was.
The sister robot thing was so stupid. By the way, Andor probably could have been a trilogy of Rogue One movies, like where the third movie would have been Rogue One, and the other two, season 1 of Andor would have been 90 minutes, season 2 of Andor would have been 90 minutes, like a movie, and you have to recast Andor, and maybe recast Jyn Erso. And if you did that, it probably could have been halfway decent.
Yeah, and they've just got a pullback on the money. Like it's
right,
absolutely insane.
That too.
So, well, let's move on because I could go on about that Predator movie all day, but I just wanted to get out about that robot and the bullshit online, the crap online. It's insane. People are insane. There's a whole lot of insane people online, and us four here, we're doing okay. Did you see? This is just a quick one to chuck in because I saw it before we just went on. Ariana Grande. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of. Did you see she got attacked?
What?
She got attacked at the premiere of Wicked.
Oh, what happened?
And to feel good, I think an Aussie did it.
What happened?
Now, I've got to find the clip now, the attack clip, and then I'll show you the guy who did it, who I'm pretty sure is Australian, so we can be proud. And he's done it before. But
what kind of attack, though? Is this like a physical attack? Or 'cause
he just runs up for a photo, but the overreaction from everyone is just insane. And apparently, they wanted to cancel the premiere because they were also shook up about it all. So
I think,
let me.
When
Did you see
when Cynthia Erivo jumps in, I think she gave him like 7 or 8 knife wounds with her
Imagine
hands.
the nails. Here, I'll play the clip.
Yeah.
Don't take him. But Cynthia could have slit his throat with those nails she has.
Yeah, I mean, he just seems like an over-enthusiastic fan.
This
don't
is a well-known troll. His name is Johnson Wynn. He goes by the name Pajama Man.
And he's Australian, I believe, isn't he?
He is Australian, yes.
We can be proud of that. And I have him here. Not here. And I thought I'm going to try and get him on the show if he lives in Australia, but maybe he lives over there near all the celebrities. But let's check out Pajama Man.
Look, I feel like I'm in a dream. That's my best friend Ariana Grande, and I'm gonna meet her. Yes, I've been dreaming about that. Yes, finally, I dreamed about meeting Ariana Grande, and finally, my dream became true.
You went so Aussie in that bit. Came true.
Look how cool that is.
This is his cool meeting of his friend.
His friend Ariana Grande that he loves. Yeah.
Let's turn that down a bit. Yeah, so he had a great time, but so Australia.
Did they arrest him? Did they arrest him?
Yeah, there was even a video of him coming out after he'd been arrested, celebrating his meeting with her. So yeah, these celebrities, but they encourage these weirdos.
But she did have a bombing, didn't she, at one of her concerts? So, like, if anyone's going to react,
fucking bring the mood down.
That is true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This
it was her, wasn't it?
It was her.
Yes,
yeah.
it was.
I
Yeah.
think so.
This same weirdo has also jumped on stage with a number of different performers. I believe I saw Katy Perry and The Weeknd were some high-profile performers he's jumped on stage with.
Oh, that's him being free.
I like his
He's a
spirit. I
weirdo.
think he's I like where he's coming from.
And his Jesus t-shirt. So yeah, he's apparently I think I've got another one here too.
He has poor taste in music, though. I will say that.
Here he's getting on stage. He's terrible taste, doesn't he? Even the Olympics, I think, did he give it a go?
Yep.
So
there was one of the World Cup finals. He also ran out on the field. Yeah.
He's a busy guy.
Well, there you go. See, if we're not going to treat people with mental problems, that's what's going to happen. But yeah, now that you reminded me of the bombing and everything, I probably shouldn't be laughing at it.
Dating Justin Trudeau?
That's right.
Yeah.
What a team up.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Natural pairing.
interesting.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah.
Oh, the worst is Justin Trudeau. He's a moron, but going anywhere Russell Brand's been, like, you'd have to have injections after that, wouldn't you? That would be the biggest turn off. You just know, and he'd be into weird shit, like, wouldn't he? Like, he'd be doing weird things to her and on her and around her, and she's been through all that, and you can't recover. You can't share enough
She's
to get
been
Russell
through
Brand out.
But she has been with Orlando Bloom. I thought that would be like,
The
tipping-
cleanse.
Yeah, cleanse. It's sort of a cleanse.
Is he the palate cleanser?
Yeah.
He's the Pelican. He was in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Wasn't he? Wasn't there an image of them paddleboarding together and he was nude? He had a huge schlong.
Who are you talking about? Orlando?
Orlando Bloom?
Who he was paddling with.
Yeah. There was I should look it up. There was an image of them paddleboarding. Let's see if I can find it. It's not. Actually, you're not probably meant to show penises on YouTube.
Probably not.
Well, that depends. Is it a female penis? Is it Katy Perry's penis? Because then it's okay.
Yeah, then it's okay. Yes, it's.
It's Katie O'Brien's, maybe.
That's all. Yeah, that's all. You have to say. So, well, that's been good. How are we going to all price? You've got to get to your other show soon. So, look, I think as a pilot episode, where we go away now and retune it and make it slicker. That's not going to happen, is it? Episode 1, maybe. We did hit exactly 100 viewers.
Woo!
I'm happy with that for not telling anyone we were doing it. Hopefully it, someone said he was using it for a propeller, his long knob. But yes, I think it's been fun. It's sort of come together. It's sort of worked. We got to talk about the film. Next time we'll do one that Professor Artoo's seen as well. So hopefully we'll be back next week to discuss news and don't forget to bring your friends along next time. So make sure you bring your mates along to watch, and we'll find something else to talk about. But anything anyone needs to plug before we go?
Right.
Is anyone there? Hello. Have you all left already?
There's a show that we do every Tuesday and Thursday called The Night Owl, and that's at 11:45 p.m. Eastern. So if you ever get a chance, Professor Artoo and I do a little show during that time.
And what's it all about?
We talk about everything, a little bit of, politics of the day, movies, random conversations, gaming.
If they have Robot Head on, it's a lot about death, and sexual asphyxiation.
Death and yeah.
That is one of the craziest streams. That was such a crazy stream, and it went on until like a really late hour for us. And I don't know what was going on there, but we were talking about the strangest things.
I don't know if
people David Carradining themselves.
Yes.
All kinds of
it's a great stream.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to check it out. I think I might have been drinking because you do streams late enough that it's the afternoon here, and I try not to drink on streams anymore. It was fun when YouTube started, but now you got to watch what you say. But I think I might have started drinking on that one, and it was a classic. Well, I thought it was amazing. Through the drunk eyes, everything I said was just brilliant. And
It was actually. It was
a lot
brilliant,
of
and it
fun.
was a classic one. I totally agree.
And Polly, you'll join us again, won't you?
Sure.
You don't promote anything or do anything. You don't talk to anyone. Yes. I don't know why you talk to me. So thanks for all my generous members and patrons who have joined today, and come back next week. You're all legends. And like I said, don't forget to bring your mates, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Robot is ready to go. No place for land whales, 'cause it's time to go. Trigger warning, the trigger warning show. Trigger warning, the trigger warning show. Trigger warning, the trigger warning show.